Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make a antivirus boot CD. This is a Kaspersky Antivirus Rescue CD, and what it does is it allows you to boot an infected computer that has malware or virus code in it, and is no longer operable, or you can't get it to load antivirus software or remove the virus inside Windows. This CD will allow you to boot the machine from the CD and scan your hard drive for viruses and malware and remove them, which is a great thing. You will need a CDR. It doesn't have to be 80 minutes or 700 megabytes. It could be smaller, like 640, but this will do just fine. You will need a CDR. You will need a computer or laptop that's capable of burning said CDR. As well, if you have it, a wireless connection to your router. And if you don't have a wireless connection to your router, maybe a wired connection to your router. Reason being that once you load and boot this CD, it's nice to be able to update the virus definitions. Though, one caveat is that if you download the code as I'm going to show you and use it on the same day as the day you downloaded it, you will have the latest virus definitions on that disk itself. Okay, but you know, it's nice to have the latest virus definitions when you're doing a virus and malware scan. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to create this wonderful little CD, rescue CD, and I need to give everybody a warning prior to starting down this road. Removal of antivirus and spyware and malware from your computer can be destructive. Okay, you may be deleting data or files that may cause your computer not to be able to boot up. My assumption is that it's already not able to boot up, or it's not functional once it boots up. But my key recommendation is backup, backup, backup. Backup your data, backup your important files to USB key, whatever, and then do the virus rescue. After which you can take that data that you've rescued or backed up onto those USB keys and scan it with an appropriate virus program. So let's get onto the desktop and making the CD. Then I'll show you how to use it. Okay, so you've gotten your CD-ROM or CDR disk, and you're on a machine that has internet connection, obviously, as a virus machine may not. And now we're going to create the CD, the Kaspersky Rescue or Live Rescue CD. And so let's go to Google first, and I'll show you what to get. So I'll go to Google, and then in here just put in live, or let's go another way, Kaspersky Rescue CD, as you can see there. And then go to download rescue disk 10 here, as you can see, download Kaspersky Rescue Disk 10. Click on that. And you see here near the bottom, Kaspersky Rescue CD. So go on that. And here we go. Now you have the option to save. As you can see, do you want to open KAV_rescue_10.iso? Well, we don't want to open it. We want to save it. So I'm going to save it as, save as. And let's put it on the desktop for convenience. Actually, here we go. Save. Okay, as you can see, it's going to take 5 minutes, so I'll resume that after the download is over with. Actually, it doesn't seem to be like it's going to take that long. I want to say one thing about this disk is I believe they updated it every day. So even if you don't have internet connection ability with the disk itself, and I'll show you what I mean by that, But at this point, if from what I can tell, they update the databases every day on the disk. I'm not sure if that's true every day, but we'll go from there. We've successfully downloaded the KAV Rescue CD, as you can see down here. We're not going to open it just yet because we need to burn it. And if you don't have burning software on your computer, I'll show you what to use to make that happen. You do need a CD-ROM burner, but if you don't have the software to burn with, we'll go there next. So back to Google again. Okay, and then here we're going to choose ISO burner, just like that. And you'll see free ISO burner here. Just click on that. And as you can see, it shows you how to do it, blah, blah, blah. What you want is the download down here, version 1.2. Click on that. And just wait. Don't click on anything here. These are, there you go. So you have the free ISO burner.exe. So here we're going to click Save As again. And I'm going to click Save As here. And back to my desktop just to make life easy. Save. Okay, and that's a very quick download. So next thing you need to do is to burn the CD-ROM. So we'll go to free ISO burner here that we downloaded on the desktop. Double click it. Click Run. Then we're going to go and choose an ISO file to burn. So here we're going to go. As you can see, it's automatically detected my only drive. So we're going to go here, leave all the defaults, go here, Open, and in the desktop, you'll see that I have the KAV underscore rescue underscore 10 ISO. We'll choose that. Click Open. And then click on Burn. And it will begin to burn the CD-ROM. And I'll pick this up when it's finished doing the burn so you can see what the result is. But as you can see, it's just making it's right now making the bootable Kaspersky antivirus live CD. Okay, the CD is almost done burning, as you can see down here in the green progress bar. So once it's done burning, the next thing you need to do is reboot the computer with the disk in the CD-ROM drive. Okay, now your computer may be set already to boot from the CD-ROM drive, but if not, what you'll need to do on boot is to choose one of these options. Either delete F2, delete or F2, or F1, F8, F10, F11, or escape as well. We'll also do it on a Toshiba. So basically what you need to do is bring up the boot menu, and I'll show you that next. So there we go. The right ISO image is done. So the disk is successfully burned. Next we're going to go to actually running the disk on my laptop, which is the same on all computers more or less. We'll go from there. Okay, so this is my boot screen on my laptop, same on most laptops or HP laptops anyway. But on the bottom right, you'll see that it says press escape key for startup menu. So if I hit escape, it'll give me a bunch of options. Yours may say something different, but most BIOS screens along the bottom will tell you how to get into the boot or BIOS startup menu. Okay, so I'm going to hit escape here. And as you can see, I get a bunch of options. But what I really want out of that whole bunch of options there is the boot device option. So that, on my case, there we go, would be F9. Okay, so pretty basic, notebook hard drive, internal CD DVD ROM. Now my disk is in the CD DVD ROM drive, so I'm just going to choose internal. Apologies for the shadows, hard to record your screen. Alright, Let me get this back into focus here. Alright, so press any key to enter the menu. So I'm going to do that. Just press a key. And then you get an option. Choose English, French, German, whatever, Russian. I'm choosing English, of course. And here you get the end user license agreement. To accept this, just hit 1. The number 1. And then you have a bunch of options. Graphic, Kaspersky Rescue Disk, graphic mode, text mode, blah blah blah. I'm going to choose the graphic mode, of course. So we've chosen the graphic mode, and the beauty of this disk, number 1, is that it's running on its own operating system, which is clean, as opposed to running on your Windows operating system, which may be infected by a virus. Now, the nature of viruses being that they try and stop you from disinfecting them, of course, and sometimes they do that by not allowing you on the internet or not allowing you to download anything off the internet, so on and so forth. This method gets rid of that problem. So in other words, if you can't do anything with your system to disinfect it inside Windows, this gets past the virus by booting up its own operating system. Now, if you've burned the DVD or CD today, the virus definitions will be up to date up to today. I would still do a virus definition update, and I'll show you how to do that next. So here we're still booting, and some of the primary things it'll do during booting is it will mount all your file systems. In other words, it'll mount your C drive or D drive or whatever you have, and it may give you an option as to which file system to update. Now, if you see down here, you'll see that it says it detected my network, my wireless network, and says there's wireless networks available. So there we go. We're now onto the desktop, and the rescue disk scanner is on there as well. First thing you need to do is connect to the internet. Now, if you have a LAN connection or a wired connection through a network cable, you're more than likely already on the internet. I'm not, so I'm going to connect to my wireless connection. And after I'm done this, I'll continue on from here. Sorry. What you need to do in connecting to your wireless network is either A, choose it off the list. You know, if yours is broadcasting what they call the SSID, it will show up here. Mine isn't, but choose it off the list. Let's say this one, and then put in the password for it, and then you'll be connected to it. I'm going to choose my hidden network because I don't like to advertise my SSID. So I'm going to connect to a new network. So I'll put my SSID in here, and then I'll put my security, which in my case is WPA2 personal, and then the password. And then I'm going to click on connect. So I'll do that, and then we'll go from there. Okay, after putting in the SSID and password for my wireless connection, it's going to ask you to choose a password for the new key ring. You know, let's just choose default as it's saying there. It doesn't matter if you capitalize it or not. Just all that matters is that both password and the confirmation are the same. So I'll do that, default. It doesn't really matter. That's a operating system security thing. Don't worry about it. Just do it. Hit OK. After that, you'll see that it says connection established. And if you look down here at the bottom right, you'll see that wireless network is to my primary router is connected. There's my SSID. And so now we're on the internet, and you can verify that by opening up the web browser up here in the top left hand corner. And as you can see, let's go to www.google.com, and you see that we're on internet surfing, so we have an internet connection. Now the reason why you want an internet connection, number one, is so that you can update your virus definition. So go back to your rescue disk, and as you can see here, there's two tabs. So go to Update, My Update Center, and then click on Start Update. And it will begin to download the latest virus definitions. Now in my case, since I burned this disk today, I already have the latest virus definitions, okay? And it will store these definitions on your hard drive, not on the CD. It can't. CD-ROM, it's CD-ROM, it's read-only memory. So once you burn it, it's finalized. So I'll show you where it stores this stuff. We're going to open up the C drive over here. Okay, and then you'll see here that there's a Kaspersky Rescue Disk folder. Double click that, and there's all the persistent data to your drive. Now, if you want, after you get the virus off your computer, you can delete this folder. It'll create it every time you reboot with the disk anyway. So if you want to start fresh, delete it. The nice thing is if you leave it there, is it will keep the latest virus definitions for the next time you reboot to check your machine to see if it's virus free. So just a little primer there on where the persistent files go. So just close that off. Now I'm up to 77% here. I'm just going to let it go all the way through. And it's normal for the CD to spin up and spin down the whole time that you're doing this. It's the way the operating system works. Like I said, nice features about it is that, see, there you go, it's saving the file. Okay, so already it says, you know, well, you've got the latest definitions or database installed. So you can go to various things there, like the Security Analyst Summit or whatever. It's the internet threat level. So that's not really important. Next thing we're going to do is do a scan of your whole drive. Now, in my case, I have a C drive, an E drive, and SDA6. Okay. In my case, what SDA6 stands for is all these over here. And if you want to know what it's going to be scanning, just open up those folders and it'll tell you that. My SDA6 is a Linux partition that has Ubuntu running on it. So I don't really need to scan that. It's up to you. Most people are only going to have C and an E. Okay? And one thing too is when you first boot up the operating system, it might ask you whether you want to open up the rescue partition or, in my case, the Windows 7 partition. I chose the Windows 7 partition, but this laptop doesn't actually ask me that. My wife's does. So I'm going to choose just to do the C drive, and I already know it's infected because I infected it on purpose just to show you how to remove infections from here. So I'm just going to start this here. So if you look at here, it says Start Object Scan, and it says Never Started. So I've chosen the disk boot sectors, the hidden startup objects, and the C drive. Now, prior to starting this process, I want to warn everybody here that's using this that more than likely you're using this because your computer is already been infected by a virus. So, you know, I'm cautioning you to back your data up before doing anything to remove the virus, if possible. You may not even be able to back up your data. So in which case, if you can't back up your data, you're going to kind of up the creek. But regardless, I'm cautioning you that virus removal is a destructive process in the sense that you will need to delete the virus that is infecting your machine. Now, you know, I'd say 99% of the time that's not an issue at all. This program will just do that, but there is a chance that your data or your operating system will get corrupted and will either A, not boot, or B, you'll lose some data. So I'm warning you ahead of time. You know, back your stuff up. I'm not responsible for any data you lose. I'm just showing you how to you know, save your computer if it's on its last legs because of a virus infection. So here we're going to go to Start Objects and Scan, and notice it says Never Started because I've never run it before. So I've chose the first three options: Disk Boot Sector, Hidden Startup Objects, and C Drive, and I'm going to hit Start. Okay, first thing it does is loads the antivirus database, which is cool. It's what it's supposed to do. And then it will continue on after this to scan all those options that you choose. Okay. I'm going to wait for that to start, and there you go, it's started. So at this point, one thing I want to show you is, you see this little icon here, this green light? Well, green means that it hasn't detected anything yet. If it detects a mild malware threat, it'll turn yellow, but if it detects a virus, it'll turn red. So I'm going to let this go through all the way, and then I'll show you what the results of that are and how to remove the virus it finds, because I know it's going to find one. I put one on here on purpose. Another thing you want to see here is under report. If you click that, it will show you what its current status is. Detected threats, if you choose that tab here, will show you the detected threats, and then you can go to status, no threats detected. So back to report, and then I'm just going to hit close this out. You can play with that if you wish. Alright, I'll let this scan, and when it's done, I'll pick it up from there. So it's completed its scan, and as you can see, I have a red indicator up here, and obviously detected malicious software alarm on the bottom right over here. I'll zoom into that a little bit. And you can see the options I get. I get disinfection not possible, delete, or skip, right? So, I mean, obviously I want to delete it. Realize that when you're doing virus checking and virus removal, that it's a destructive process in the sense that sometimes you'll have to delete files to get rid of it, and that can render your operating system or your data inoperable or missing. So there is a chance that you lose data in the process of doing this. But again, if your computer's not booting up at all, I mean, hey, you know, there's not much of your data available to you at that point. I would suggest that you do a backup of your data on a regular basis, and that you have a backup prior to starting this process, so as to minimize the loss of data you may have, you know, in the process of doing this. But anyway, my first thing I'm going to do here is delete the recommended object. Here at the bottom, you can see this says apply to all objects. I'm not going to check that off because I want to see all the objects that are going to be removed. So let's go here, delete. And let's go back to the regular screen. As you can see, it still says that it's disinfecting objects, or that it's scanning the objects. And let's go to the report. Let's see what's going on there. And threats have been detected. And I just got an update here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it's basically said that it deleted the file. Let me go through these statuses here. Let me zoom in a bit too, sorry if this is a little jerky, but I'd like you to see what I'm looking at. Okay, so under status, no threats detected. Well, of course we just deleted them. And then under deleted threats, you'll see that the Trojan program, let me stretch that out a little bit, PSW Win32 Tepfer SRDJ, which was in a file which I put on the computer just to make sure that it was infected on the desktop. It's called Mongo02.exe. So it will save this as part of the permanent directory on your C drive. I'll show you that, so that anytime you boot this program, you will be able to see this data. It does become resident on your hard drive. As I said before, though, you can delete this anytime you wish. Let's go down here. Oops. Excuse me. Alright, there's the here's my C drive. I'm going to close one of these out and bring this into focus for you. Alright, and you'll see that the Kaspersky Rescue Disk folder is right there, and it holds, like I said, the persistent data, or the database, and the database file with the virus signatures in it, so on and so forth. Again, it's persistent, but if you wish to delete it, you can delete the folder anytime you want. It will be recreated every time you reboot this disk. Okay, so now you'll see back on Rescue Disk that I'm now green again, no active threats, status says no threats detected. And if you want to be absolutely sure, there's your report, sorry, and it says Trojans 3 right there, and no adware and other programs. So it was checking for both viruses and adware, and that's all it found. Right now, if you click down here at the bottom right, you get a detailed report, and there we go. And you can say, you know, you can open that up and see what it found, when it found it, you know, what it did. It's pretty comprehensive, and I like it quite a bit. It's an excellent program. And as I said, if you can no longer boot your computer, or you can't manage to remove the virus from Windows by running Windows and something inside Windows, this is the perfect solution for you. It runs outside of Windows. It runs its own operating system that's clean, which allows you to delete or remove or quarantine the infections. So once again, the warning: this can be and is a destructive process. A virus by itself or malware by itself is also destructive. So, you know, realize that, you know, damage may have already been done to your computer, but at least, you know, you can remove the infection using this tool, right? Again, back up your stuff before you start, and back it up more than once. All right, so that's my full review of this tool. It's an excellent tool. I definitely recommend that you use it. You know, I'm going to use it once in a while just to make sure my virus checker that I'm using in Windows, which is Avast, not Kaspersky, is also working. Alright, I'm going to make a video on this too as well, for loading it on a DVD, or sorry, a USB device, so you can boot off of that as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.